I want to talk about small business ideas for seniors. I know that's really strange for me to talk about, but the basic principles of what I'm actually going to talk about is the same across the board. And there's lots of people that are thinking of doing things as they get older, not within just the scientific realm. That's what I talk about a lot, but just all sorts of realms. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Maslach. I'm actually a associate professor of business and innovation and entrepreneurship. I study this kind of stuff. The basic principle that I'm going to teach you at this moment is to disregard on how you feel about things at this moment. If you're watching this, you're already interested in small business and you're probably really curious about it. And what you often have to do, it's like what I talk about a lot, is when you have those pits in your stomach where you think that you can't do something or somebody's going to make fun of you, I want you to sort of push past that and disregard that as much as possible, because you are a talented, amazing, spectacular human being. I know that that seems really hard to do and to think about, because we're sort of programmed for so many years of saying, I am not that good inside. We repeatedly, we sort of think about these things all the time, but when instead what I want you to do is to, this is what I want you to do. There's a very simple way to think about, business ideas in terms of what you're going to do and that you're going to love. I want you to track today. You're not going to do this because I know you. There's going to be one person out of 10,000 people that are going to watch this. But what I want you to do is to go on every moment. I want you to track every moment, get a little notepad, every moment that you feel positive or excited today, and write down what it is that you actually did. Give yourself a little check mark or something along the lines of what you actually did. And when you do that, what I want you to think about is, how did that make me feel? Did I feel excited? Now, at that very moment, now what I want you to do at the end of the week where you feel excited and you love what you're actually doing is to tally up which of the things that make you feel the best inside, and then actually put this into ChatGPT or something like this. Go onto the internet. If you don't like the internet, I want you to sit down and write down on a piece of paper what it is, different careers in that particular area that you feel like you can do. And now the biggest thing that you're going to feel is like, oh, I can't do that thing. I'm too old, or I'm this, I'm that, I've got whatever, I'm full of, I've got chicken pox on my skin, right? Like little dots, and nobody's going to like me. I want you to ignore all that stuff. I want you to ignore all of those initial feelings that you have and push past it where you feel like, hey, I'm going to do this. Right? So I want you to, instead of thinking of this exclusionary thoughts or these negative thoughts, I want you to think about, how can I build on that? So on top of that, that's the first thing I want you to do, sort of think about what you actually love to do, right? And have this list of these things that make you feel happy at this moment and make you smile. And then at the next thing that I want you to do is to list out, just talk to people maybe, or you could go on the internet, you can ask ChatGPT, you could do whatever, and list out the most profitable things that people do. And it's going to be things that are really high demand, like, medicine, for example, nursing and doctors and engineers, really those things that of, architects, those kind of basic things that you know of. And then once you have those particular things, what I want you to do is cross-reference. So what does that mean? Look at the things that you're doing and see how you can match up those two particular dynamics. So, physicians, for example, and if you love puppies and or healthcare, right? And you love puppies to make you feel really happy. Well, there is a demand for people that have a nice dog and that, that will go into a clinic every day or a hospital every day and make people feel good. Right? And you can invent those small business ideas that make people feel good. And you're probably not going to get paid a spectacular amount. Now, what you want to do and to get paid a spectacular amount, and it's the same tried and true story, and you're going to ignore me and you're going to say you're too old and all that kind of stuff. I know how you're going to feel. I just know it, right? Like, I've been doing this long enough. I want you to push past that and say, so you might be 7 years old. I want you to think about, okay, so I can either wallow in what I'm feeling right now and say that I am done, Or I can sit there and I can think of something that I really want to do, that I've always wanted to do. It might be even crazy, something like skydiving or something like that, where you can plan towards doing that. And I know you're going to discount me. I've seen it so many times. I've talked to so many people. You're going to discount me and say, that's crazy. I can't do that, all that kind of stuff. But what I want you to get to think of is, how do I work myself to getting to that moment where I feel good and that I feel excited about what I'm doing? And yeah, maybe I don't skydive, right? Like, I'm too afraid of skydiving, but I sure as hell can get pretty damn close. I can be the person that's going to coach people through skydiving lessons. I could just, and all I have to do, because you got time on your lesson and time on your side at this moment, right? You feel like you don't, but you don't, but you do. You have a lot of time. What I want you to do is to just do this for free for maybe a month or something along those lines. Just volunteer your time at a skydiving center. And pretty soon you'd be surprised in what you want to do and how it's going to play out, is that you're going to feel like you can actually be part of there, and they might actually hire you. High chance that they're going to hire you. Now, if you really want to make a financial difference, this is what I want you to do. Go back to school. Go back to school, and you're going to say right away, I can't do that. I'm too old, all that kind of stuff. But you have unbelievable amount of talent. And I want you to think about, instead of I can't do this, what I want you to do is think about, how can I be a damn amazing role model to somebody else in my life? There's somebody that's younger than me. There is somebody that looks up to me, or somebody that discounts me, and you really want to give them, like, I'll show you. I want you to think about that, and I want you to harness that energy that you feel, and I want you to turn it around and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show that person. Spite is extremely powerful. Letting other people know that you're a role model and that you could do something is an extremely powerful thing. So let's say you're 60 right now, and you go back to school, you become an engineer by the time you're 65. You got 20 years of doing some amazing things at that moment. Now you might be 75. Well, you can either sit there and let life pass you by and watch TV and do all that kind of stuff that everybody does, or you could say, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something crazy, and I'm going to start taking some courses, or I'm going to learn this particular thing and do it. Right? I want you to, like, imagine yourself of what you would be as if you were a hero in your own story. Forget about all that nonsense that everybody tells you about, that you have to slow down and all that kind of stuff. Yes, naturally, you're going to feel like that, and everybody else is doing that. But I want you to look at them. What are they doing? Right? Everybody else, what are they doing? Do you feel the same way? Are you like them? If you're watching this video, you're probably not like them. You feel like you need to do something and find something that's remarkable. And I think you can. I think you can dig yourself out of situations that are really tough. I think everybody can. You just have to start doing it and getting through the motions of actually doing it. Now, I know that that is a hard thing to say, and you're going to discount me, and probably people are going to put all sorts of comments and how mean and nasty this is. But I'm going to tell you this, you can. You can change your life. You can get going. It just requires you to start. You just have to believe in yourself. That's it. You have to say, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to stick it to that person that told me I couldn't do it. That's it. All right. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.